Glad you made it, bro.
Forgive my tardiness. I travel in complete secrecy, which often takes much longer.
You know Genghis, Cleopatra?
I am honored to join such a distinguished gathering of relations. None so more than you, of course, Bob.
When Jamil Khoury from Silk Road first told me this idea for the DNA project, I thought, this is like the coolest idea I've heard in a long time. And I was really excited about the possibility of taking this test and learning something about myself. The disappointment was that when we actually took the test, I realized, well, I actually didn't learn very much about myself, that at this point the science is not that sophisticated. And I think it's a little bit of a scam right now. And it reminds me of, say, 20 years ago when people were into reincarnation. And everybody thought they were reincarnated from Cleopatra. You know, nobody ever thought they were reincarnated from anybody dumb. And this is sort of the 21st century, you know, digital DNA equivalent for people to be able to have some sort of fantasy about being connected with some ancient culture or something more quote-unquote exotic than themselves and believe there's some scientific basis to it. Cleo, of course, may I call you Bob? Like as if Bob was, you know, daughter of Ankh, or, you know, son of Ankh, you know, like Bob is
a deity.
Yeah. The play that I've written, which is called A Very DNA Reunion, is the fantasy of just an ordinary guy, an ordinary white guy who's 31 and hasn't done too much with his life, who takes one of these DNA tests and all of a sudden has fantasies that he's descended from Cleopatra, from Genghis Khan, from ninjas, and he gets them all together for this sort of fantasy reunion in his room. Meanwhile, his actual parents are kind of banging on the door trying to get him to explain what this charge is on their visa from DNAancestry.com.
And now I know who I truly are! A warrior!
Of noble blood!
Who looks really cool in black.
I think it's helped me further to differentiate between culture and genetics. The genetics play a certain part in, of course, what we look like and some of our predilections. But ultimately, culture, in a sense, is more important in terms of our own personalities than even genetics. I feel the DNA project allows us to look at who we are, ancestry, the relationship between nature and nurture, in a personal context, and with the sort of informed by the fact that there's this science out there. But ultimately, to ask science to tell you who you are is a shortcut. It's lazy. And we still have to ask those same questions ourselves.